Welcome to Profiles in Business, brought to you by the Tucson Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce. Profiles in Business is designed to showcase businesses and the positive impact of business in our community. Now here's your host, the CEO of the Tucson Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce, Mike Varney.
And a very pleasant good morning and welcome to Profiles in Business, a feature of the Tucson Metro Chamber and your connection to important information about business and the people who make it happen. My name is Mike Varney, President and CEO of the Tucson Metro Chamber, and your host for today's show. Before I introduce today's guests, I'd like to recognize some of the community partners in the Tucson Metro Chamber's Chairman's Circle. These are the businesses that have made a real commitment to helping the Tucson Metro Chamber promote a strong local economy, and they include Tucson Electric Power, Casino del Sol, Providence Service Corporation, Cox Communications, Wells Fargo Bank, Southwest Gas, CenturyLink, Carondelet Health Network, Raytheon, BBVA Compass Bank, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona, AM 1030 KVOI, AAA Landscape, Arizona Daily Star, the Caliber Group, Community Partnership of Arizona, Constant Contact, Next Trio, American Family Insurance, the Jim Click Automotive Group, the Westin La Paloma Resort, and Financial Associates, Inc., the Gem and Jewelry Exchange. If you don't know a lot about the Tucson Metro Chamber, here's what we're all about. We promote a strong local economy to create jobs and opportunity. We provide opportunities for business executives to build important relationships. We deliver programs to help your business grow and represent and advocate on behalf of business in the halls of government. We provide quality of life initiatives in Tucson and Pima County, and the Tucson Metro Chamber of Commerce can help your business increase its public awareness. Find the Tucson Metro Chamber online or call us at 792-1212. That's 792-1212. And now let's meet today's guests. Our guests today are Sue Cray, who is the Executive Director of Our Family Services, a Tucson-based nonprofit with a variety of programs that help at-risk children, youth, families, neighborhoods, seniors, and disabled adults through mediation, counseling, education, information, and referral, and shelter and supportive services for homeless youth. The agency has been around since 1979, and Cray has been at its helm since 1991. Patty Caldwell is the Executive Director of New Beginnings for Women and Children, a Tucson-based nonprofit that helps families experiencing homelessness by providing housing, supportive services, and opportunities for growth that create stable, financially self-sufficient families. New Beginnings has served the Tucson community since 1987. Caldwell has been the New Beginnings at New Beginnings since January 2011 and has been active in social work and nonprofit executive management in the community for 30 years. On July 1st, these two organizations will merge. Cray will be retiring, and Caldwell will take her place as director of the merged agency, which will keep the name Our Family Services. The two agencies' continuum of services for homeless children, youth, and families, which will comprise roughly half of the organization's programs, will be called New Beginnings. Ladies, welcome. It's a great pleasure to have you with us this morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Very, very interested in having you expand a little bit on the level of services and the types of services that each of these agencies currently provides, and then maybe we'll take a look at what the merged organization will look like. So, Sue, let me start with you. Tell us a little bit more about the history and the role that Our Family Services plays here in the Tucson metro area.
Well, if you go back to the beginning of Our Family, you go back even farther than 79. You go back into the 50s when Family Counseling Agency was formed, and that agency in itself became Our Family through a merger with Our Town 7 years ago. So what you have at Our Family today is a broad breadth of services that includes services for children, youth, families, seniors, folks in need across the gamut of populations.
What kinds of services?
So we do everything from counseling to case management. There's housing services involved. There's shopping services. We shop for our seniors. lots of opportunities for mediation and conflict resolution services, lots of community-based prevention services. We do a lot of work in South Tucson. It's a House Native Police Service. So it's a broad spectrum of services that have come under the umbrella of our family over the years through different creative ways of building our business. So our family, again, is looking forward to the future, excited about the future, and watching the kids and families of Pima County have opportunities that they didn't have before.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you have a great breadth of services and are probably filling a lot of roles that maybe are not provided by other agencies here in the community. So it's great to see that our family is there to provide those services. Let's go to Patty Caldwell, Executive Director of New Beginnings and the future Executive Director of the merged organization. Tell us a little bit about New Beginnings for Women and Children, Patty.
Well, people who've been in the community for a while probably remember us as Tucson Shalom House at one point. We started in 1987, providing emergency shelter for families in need. There was a gap in the community in terms of enough housing for families who were really on the streets or without housing because they'd been evicted, because they'd lost jobs, and these are primarily single moms with children who were in need. So we started in 87 providing strictly emergency shelter services, and then over time we've been able to add additional services. So at the current time, we switched our name to New Beginnings in 2002. We currently provide emergency shelter services for up to 13 families at a time, and for up to 90 days, and where we really provide them the supports to get back on their feet again. And then in addition, we have 70 1-, 2-, or 3-bedroom apartments where families who are moving out of the shelter or may not need emergency services but need some help for a while can move in and stay up to 2 years, sometimes a little bit longer.
Kind of a transition type
Exactly. And during that time, we can provide support services, case management services, financial education, because the goal really is to ensure that people get back on their feet again, which is what most people are looking for.
Yeah. Very, very pleased to hear that. It sounds to me like your collective efforts are part of that very badly needed safety net that we hear about all the time. And frankly, I'm sure it's true in all communities, but right here in Tucson, we want to make sure that nobody falls through that safety net. And it's a great thing that the role that both of your agencies are playing to create that safety net. And it's very reassuring, too, that the long-term mission seems to be that we're going to catch you, but we're going to get you back to a level of self-sufficiency and get you back into becoming a very truly independent and productive contributor to society. It's a great mission. So you're both doing well on your own. Each agency is doing well on its own 2 feet. Why merge?
Number one, I'm retiring. So as someone that's looking towards the caretaker currently of our family, how do I best take care of that agency as I walk out the door? And I think what our board and management staff really started talking about is the value of bringing 2 organizations together. Since we've done it a couple times and been successful at it before, we thought here's another opportunity to take a look at the community, see who's a nice fit with us, where it makes sense, not only for the community and the people we serve, but also to be able to offer the most we can for every person that comes in our door. So through a process last summer, we looked at different organizations that could fit that bill, and our board made the decision and invited New Beginnings to merge with us to enhance our homeless services. And that's where the New Beginnings services and the Our Family services really connect. Our Family has been known for, as long as I've been there and a few years before that, for working with homeless young folks, ages 12 through about 21. And we've had programs and services for that age group for as long as I've been there. So adding the homeless women and families on top of that, it expands the continuum. It helps families, I think, in more of a one-stop shop kind of concept where whoever you are, give us a call. There's a place within our system that you can fit. And by broadening that homeless area for our family, that becomes half of our agency. What we currently have plus what New Beginnings have, merging those two opportunities, that becomes a big piece of who we are. And we have a lot of housing. We have the housing Patty spoke about. Our family has a lot of housing as well, a lot of apartments for young people. Our focus, again, has been adolescents or young adults. This just expands that continuum. So there's an enhancement quality here, and we're really hoping to evolve that one-stop shop for families in need. And this is a step towards that.
Yeah, sounds very, very complementary, the two agencies working together. Typically in a business context, when you hear about Company A and Company B merging together, normally they try to realize some kind of efficiency, some financial efficiencies. Was that a part of your formula for merging?
Well, I think we've looked at, I mean, you always hope that that's one of the end results. That wasn't the prime motivator. But the key motivator was really how will this improve services for the community and for clients? And how can we actually ensure a more efficient process for those families? Because the youth and families we serve are in need. They're frequently in crisis. And being able to call one organization as opposed to a couple to shop around for the services they need is just, it's better for them. And so that was really a prime motivator. We certainly expect that over time, although there are costs to merging organizations, that over time we'll see some efficiencies, which will include cost. But I think even more so, the efficiency is going to be how it benefits the client and the community.
The term that you used moments ago, Sue, really kind of rang a bell with me, and you've just kind of backed that up. Patty, you used the term one-stop shop, so that I've got one place I can go and get a pretty broad base of services. And it sounds from your description, Patty, that's a big part of why you're coming together. It just is very user-friendly and one place to go, whether I've got financial issues or I've got homelessness issues or I'm a young adolescent or what have you. There's, it's kind of like one call, gets it all. So we congratulate you on improving the efficiency of your organization. Any other benefits that you see the merger of your two organizations bringing to the community other than those efficiencies? Are there any other things that will serve your client base at a higher level because you've brought two organizations into one?
Well, I also believe that every time this kind of activity happens, the expertise that comes to the table that used to sit in two different organizations come together as one. And boy, that new expertise, those new eyes, those new ways of looking at things only moves the whole process forward.
Yeah, that makes great sense.
And to me, that's the primary reason to do this, is how do we enable services like what we offer to those families that come to us, no matter what they need? How do we offer a way for them to get what they need? Because it's hard. There's a lot of things going on in Tucson, and you could spend your whole day driving around trying to find this and that,
trying to figure it out.
And it's hard. And families aren't one thing. So you have a homeless family comes in our door, and they might have a senior that needs services as well. And it's not part of that initial family that needs housing today, but their grandma or tata or whoever is sitting someplace else and has some other needs. So the better we can combine the services, I believe, so that folks don't have to go shopping for things or where do I fit or get those phone calls, we're sorry you don't fit into our criteria, good luck. And we're working hard at that.
Yeah, sounds user-friendliness going way up. I'm hearing in your comments that homeless services is really kind of being elevated as a priority for the merged organization. Is that one of the driving reasons because homelessness is on the rise because of the economy?
Yeah. I mean, I think we're watching as the state of our state, our city, our country is, the issues around homelessness are just escalating, and there's not a real good vision out there for it slowing down. And our single moms and young people that are kind of trying to figure it out today, those opportunities that we had when we were young aren't there anymore because of what's going on. So we see a need.
And I think I think anyone would tell you, among economic indicators, homelessness actually is a lagging indicator. And so even though the economy may be picking up a little bit, we really expect the need for housing and support services for homeless families to really continue to rise and be a strong and important need in our community for a number of years.